Hey guys, so I got myself another little project, a little bit of an interesting one. This is a HItachi excavator. Customer saying that the tracks get coming off, and so they had a welder come out and try and put these little shields to keep the tracks from rolling off the guides. But the true problem was this: these plates are really wore out. Now I don't know what material they're made out of, but we're gonna have to replace those. Also, another thing that was causing a bit of the problem is that this piece here ended up widening out, I think about ½ an inch wider. And I don't think I have the ability to squeeze it all back together this way. So what we're doing is we're finding the straight side, which is going to be this left side here, and this is the one that opened up this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some pieces cut that are tapered wider here than they are there, but that'll maintain the even spacing that it needs for it to run properly. That's about the best that we can do at the moment, or as quick as they want to get this done. So that's what we're going to do. Should be easy enough to cut these off. The tough part will be to gouge those inner corners. They're about 22 inches long, which is not that bad, but you know, laying on tracks is never fun. So let's see what kind of mess I can get myself into, and hopefully we can get this done this afternoon. It's already a late start because mechanic had to take this apart this morning. So here we go. Okay, so now that I got that done, you can kind of see the separation line right here between the two pieces. And being that that was a scrap piece, no longer necessary, may as well just cut it out of the way. You don't have to worry about making it pretty or keeping it. Now what I might do is try and reach in there and instead of gouging that off, I may just try and torch that off through that opening as far as I can. Then I'll use my torch washing tip, rivet washing, whatever. One of those tips to try and cut it smooth. So here we go. Looking good so far. So now that I was able to get a majority of it off, I'll switch the tip onto my torch and wash that off all the way back that way, and clean up that area back in there. Oh, what a mess, but not so bad. One down almost, and 2, possibly 4 to go. I'm not sure if we're going to do all of them yet, so we shall see. Next step. Okay, so this is the tip I'm going to be using. Hopefully I can do it smooth enough to where I can reach all the way in there and cut. Let's see, cut all that way in there, far back as I can. I may end up having to arc gouge something in the back corner anyway, because that's just too far. My torch doesn't reach that far. So we'll use this guy. Like that, hopefully. I mean, it's gonna work, right? But the prettiness. Hopefully I don't create more mess or ruin this parent metal. We'll see. All right. Okay, I can't see with you guys in my way, so I'm just gonna have to hope that you believe what I did. Right. Right on. Well, that sort of worked. Looks like I gouged into the parent metal real bad, but I hope I didn't. I'll have to find out once I clean it up. So it looks like a mess because it is a mess. So let me see what I can do about cleaning it up and hopefully prettying it up a little bit better. Well, I cleaned it up a little bit. I do have some little serrations that I got into the parent metal, but if you don't tell, I won't tell. Anyway, so that's about as good as I'm gonna get that. That was pretty tough. It took me about an hour and a half just to get this one guy done here. So this here would be a little easier to cut off because I can access it from the top here and try and torch here like that. So that would be easier. The cleanup would be easier. The overhead ones just stink. So I got one more to do over here because this guy's really wore out in this area. And I think this one's going to be even more difficult because here I could fit my torch in this area here, but I'm not going to have that luxury here, so I may have to actually arc gouge this whole section off. And I don't want to get burnt, but no sense in being a pansy about it, so it is what it is. All right, so next step is I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy off here because as I weld this overhead, I don't want the sparks falling onto me that way. So I'll weld this. The sparks will fall into this opening. Then I'll put this plate on a second. Then I'll most likely get to this side. Here we go. principle. Clean that up. Wash this off with the washing tip. That one went much easier than this overhead one. I wonder why. Because it's not overhead. Now the welding's gonna stink because that's overhead. Either way, I'm glad I'm making good progress, so keep trucking. Excellent. Well, that came out a lot better than the last one, the one up here. But you know, a little bit of cleanup with the grinder now, and clean up on the inside corner, and I can start cutting on this guy. Not bad for a rookie. So I guess we just keep trucking. Good time to take a lunch break. Keep them warm somehow. All right, see you guys after a bit. Alright, so that came out pretty good. Actually, just our got the first one. Came out real nice. This side came out real nice too. Yeah, nothing to write home about, but it's on there. However, I made a big boo-boo. This is 3/4. This is not 3/4. And of course, I ordered 4 pieces that are 3/4. So I did it now. So I'm gonna have to go get some more cut out. These are 5/8. Top ones are 3/4. And I told them to get all 3/4 because when you measure, tape measure like this, 3/4 pops up real quick. Like you think, all right, no problem. 3/4 all the way around. No. Measure, measure. Don't do like me. Anyway, so that kind of stinks. So there may be a part 2 to this video, or may not. I just might wrap up the video, finishing this one here, and then I'll have to come back because you know there's no sense in making a part 2 for nothing. So at least you get the idea as to how these go together and the way I cut them apart. So I might just have to do it. So let me clean this up. I'll probably weld that guy up and then end the video. So, all right, gotta finish up. Okay, so we're gonna call that good for now because I goofed up. So we're gonna pause and I think end this video here. So basically I just ended up putting the top two pieces on here and cut them out. This has a slight taper, as I mentioned, compared to the other side, so that will work. This one here, like I mentioned, should have been 5/8 instead of 3/4, and I didn't notice, so bad on me. I already talked to the customer. Then this stuff here, nothing to write home about, but it works. And today was just one of those days where, you know, some days they say you're the pigeon and some days you're the statue. Today I was a statue. A whole lot of things did not go well, which is, you know, it happens. I was supposed to, well, I was gonna try and use flux core to make it faster, but I forgot it ran out. And so I ended up having to stick weld it. Then, you know, then you break your helmet. And you break your helmet. So that's strike number 2. Then you get the wrong plate. That's strike number 3. And then this camera fell and I broke the back glass. So it's just one of those days. So I appreciate all your guys' support, and I hope you learned something from this. I mean, anything that you do is pretty much you know, step process in repairs. It's not that difficult. So I just thought I'd show you a couple different ways of trying to get those pieces off. One side I torched off, the other side I arc gouged. Turns out I should have just arc gouged it in the first place. I was able to reach back there a little easier than I thought. So I'll come back and finish up this bottom piece here when the customer gets the new pieces, and then we'll be done. After all that wrestling, I think we're done. So this came out, ooh, it's still hot. It came out okay. I put another weld pass up here because there was some undercut, but other than that it looks good. So I think we're going to leave it at that, and I might show some footage here in a second of us trying to test fit it and make sure it slides in there right. So other than that, I guess hang tight for just a second. Okay, so this is about as done as it's gonna get. It's about the best spacing we can get in there. It's about 1/8 of an inch or so. Same with the bottom, right in there. Up here is pretty snug as well. So I just really don't like this design because that is not all one piece like the Caterpillars are. So this wheel just gets to kind of wobble around on its own, balanced on the back of that spring. And you can tell where those plates were so wore out that they were gouging into here and here, which is bad. So I'm glad we got that fixed up. This will last another little while, so that should do it. I'll let the mechanic put it back together. I just wanted to make sure it fits and I didn't get any callbacks an hour or something away from my shop. So thanks for watching, and I'm glad we stuck around to give you the second half of finishing it up instead of just cutting it out early. So all right, thanks again. See you guys.